Hello everyone. I'm going to do another one in a series. I did this a while ago, but I'm going to try to start getting back on it, where I'm just going to be driving and telling you my thoughts that are in my head as a dentist, usually as a dentist. So I was just thinking about, I had a bunch of patients this week. I really always have this group of patients for a long time now, and it's actually one of my favorite groups of patients. And what I mean by groups, I just mean a lot of very similarities between these people, and these people are usually most commonly female. Not always, they're male sometimes, but they're usually female, anywhere between 25 and 45, and they have a lot of dental problems, like a lot. Like their teeth are way older, like decades older than they should be. They look older, destroyed. They have cavities, gum disease, a lot of times acid erosion. There's a lot of times airway and sleep and how we're breathing and acid reflux go along with these type of destruction at such a young age. Not always. A lot of times the cavities and destruction are due to the person when they were younger having just no resources, meaning either from their parents or their environment gave them education how to take care of their teeth, or they didn't have the financial, even if they had small problems, their parents never took them to the dentist, or if they did go to the dentist, they just went to the cheapest, closest one, maybe because they were a small town and that was the only dentist they had there. But they come to me at these ages and they've gone through a lifetime of, usually they have gone to the dentist because they've had so many problems. So it's not usually someone who hasn't gone to the dentist. They didn't usually go when they were younger maybe, but they just had dental problems their whole lives. And no matter what they do, they keep getting cavities. You look at their teeth, they're very unattractive. They're usually dark. They have multiple fillings done, and they're all different colors, maybe some crowns, maybe they've lost a couple of teeth. Possibly have gum disease, so not as commonly. So just have all these problems, and now they're adult. They may have some resources. They're working on, they're adults now and they have their own jobs. Some of them are very successful. Other ones are younger and still trying to figure out their way in the world. But they're feeling held back by the health of their mouth, and what they feel and see in their mouth doesn't represent the rest of their life, where they're now a grown-up, successful person. They know who they are, but still they feel insecure and not as confident as they should, because their mouth is kind of a mess and they know it, and they don't really know where to turn. And I get a lot of these people because I don't know why, because I just treat a lot of them. I guess it's just over time, and maybe it's videos like this where I explain, I think I do a good job explaining to patients what's going on and how we're going to fix their overall mouth. So people come to me when they're on a beautiful smile, yes, but they also want to fix their overall health, and they want it to last a long time. They want it not to hurt. They want someone who listens to them. They want it to be comfortable. That's what I do. That's what I spend a lot of time doing. So I have a lot of really good success stories of men and women, but more commonly women, who just never had anything, and now they come to me and it's a whole new world. They're usually at first very shy is not the right word, but just doubtful. Though a lot of times with all the social media stuff, a lot of times they're hopeful. They'll start with a virtual consult. So they'll click on the button on my website or on my Instagram page, and they'll send me a few selfies, tell me a story. The more they can tell, the better. A lot of times they'll write me like almost whole pages of just their life story and all the stuff they've been going through it. And I get these all the time, and they're very similar, and so my whole team is trained to be, really caring, and we don't judge anyone on this. We see it all the time. A lot of my staff and my wife and a lot of people were, similar situations when they were younger. So we understand it, and it's what we like doing. So it's really satisfying. So one of the reasons I like treating these patients is it's for, obviously it's great for them, but it's also very satisfying to myself personally and to my team members, where we can see these huge, not just beautiful teeth transformations, but just the transformation of these people as how they look at dental work, how they come out in the world, They're so much more confident. They tell me they get all these compliments now. A lot of times they'll, when we first start, sometimes they'll need nitrous oxide or some type of sedation, oral sedation, because they're so scared to do any dental work. And by the time we're done, they don't really need that anymore. So I just think that's a really cool group of patients to treat. If you're not one of these groups of patients, then you probably haven't listened to this video that far. But if you are, just know that we're really good at it and we like it. And if you don't know where to turn, start with a video. Tell me your concerns. I'll tell you what your options can be. I'll tell you what the costs can be, really close, not exact, so like after the exam, but I give you a really good estimate before you ever come in. So if that makes sense, then reach out to us, and hopefully I can help change your life too. All right, take care. That's what's in my head today.